what's going on, YouTube? Another segment of who had the best night. Who had the best night between Willie Monroe Jr. versus Demetrius Andrade. I know they that did not fighting each other, but they pretty much had like the same fight. They pretty much had the same style: hit, not get hit, a lot of foot movement. Both of these guys are very athletic. If you go and look at their fights, they were pretty much fighting like the same type of opponent. A guy that was taller than them, a guy that probably wasn't athletic as them, but different endings to the fight. So let's start off with Willie Monroe Jr. versus Willie Nelson, not the country music singer, but you know who Willie Nelson is, man. The dude who taught old boy a lesson. What was that dude's name? What was that man's name? What was that, Harris? I forgot old boy's name, man. Was that Tony Harris? Let me look him up real quick, man. I forgot old boy's name. Yeah, Tony Harris. I was right. Bam. Tony Harris, man. Yeah, he taught Tony Harris a little lesson when he was trying to come up and blast him. But, yeah, man. Let's start off with the Mongoose, Willie Monroe Jr. versus John Thompson, Apollo Kid, a.k.a. the painter or the artist. Now, in that fight, Willie Monroe Jr. did a great job of moving around the ring. John Thompson, I feel for him, man. He was trying to make the fight, but he couldn't cut off the ring. He didn't have the athleticism or anything like that. He was wild. He was falling all over. A lot of knockdowns he was getting knocked down with. A lot of punches he was getting knocked down with was because he was off balance. He was never in danger to me of getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? It was just like he was off balance. When he got hit and he fell down, I don't think he lost any type of consciousness. Yeah, so long story short, man, in my opinion, Willie Monroe Jr., he could have done more, man. It's like the fans were like, I could have sworn the fans were like booing. I was like, man, why don't this guy just go ahead and finish, John Thompson? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you just finish him? Because in my recollection of the fight, I know he knocked him down at least, 3 times? How many knockdowns did this guy get in that fight, man? They're not showing it on here on BoxRec, but I remember at least twice, man. He knocked him down at least twice. So I was wondering, I was like, man, and then John Thompson, he was swinging all wild all over the place and stuff like that. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, man, why don't you just like knock this, like, why don't you get him out of there, especially like late in the rounds. I was like, why don't you finish this dude off? And he didn't do that. So I was kind of like disappointed in Willie Monroe Jr.'s performance, because I was thinking, I was like, you're not making this a fight. You know what I'm saying? We understand that that John Thompson can't hit you. You avoiding all these punches and stuff. Dude ain't hitting you. You're not really even working the body. You're not trying to work this dude over. You're not trying to get him out of there. It's not like he's trying to like hit and not get hit. It's like he's just trying to get hit. And he was like, it was like safety first every second of the fight, And I was like, wow, man. I mean, maybe you should have done this versus Triple G. I mean, you was like more brave versus Triple G than you were against John Thompson. I was like, man, if you had done this against Triple G, maybe you would have survived 12 rounds fighting like that. But then, at the end of the day, I mean, what is it that Triple G made you fight by cutting off the ring or something like that? Maybe that was John Thompson's problem, but he ain't like he didn't try to make the fight. Now, so I felt kind of sorry for John Thompson, because he really tried to make, he gave a valiant effort. And Willie Monroe Jr. gave a disappointing effort, because to me he should have finished him. I was like, man, get this dude out of here. I don't want to see you dancing around all night. I mean, you're not even staying in the pocket. you dipping in and out of the pocket. And I was like, you're not, oh, man. Anyway, long story short, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, let's move on to him versus Willie Nelson. Now, Willie Nelson, pretty much like John Thompson, pretty tall for his division and stuff like that. Willie Nelson is a pretty tall guy. I don't know how tall he is, man. John Thompson 6'1". Let's see how tall Willie Nelson is, man. Let me check that out real quick. Give me a second, man. I want to believe he's like 6'3". I want to believe Willie Nelson's about 6'3", man. Let me see here. Give me a second. Yeah, 6'3". Yeah, he's 6'3", man. Willie Nelson 6'3". Anyway, Demetrius Andrade Boo Boo. Now that's how you take care of a dude, man. Demetrius Andrade, he's got a good KO ratio. He's like 70%, but I wouldn't say he was like a big puncher or anything like that. A lot of movement. He stayed in the pocket, a few times. He went to the body. Willie Nelson had nothing for him. Willie Nelson, I don't know why he changed trainers and stuff like that. Blaming his trainer from Youngstown, Ohio, talking about he wanted him to be a slugger and stuff like that. All he did is revert back to his old ways. You can't teach a dog, new tricks at the end of the day. And he was pretty much the same fighter, because he's 6'3", man. He's 6'3". Andre is like 6'1". I don't think Demetrius Andrade is like 6'1". Because Willie Nelson, if that's the case, Willie Nelson has like an extra 5 inches on Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, man. I don't think he's 6'1", man. I think he's about maybe 5'11" or 6 foot or something like that. Because Willie Nelson was towering over him, man. Especially in the weigh-in and stuff like that. I was like, man, Willie got a chance, But nah, man, Demetrius Andrade, he schooled him. Y'all saw the fight, man. If you haven't seen the fight, pretty much like the Willie Monroe Jr. fight, stick and move. But Demetrius Andrade, he was trying to get Willie Nelson out of there. He was, man. As many times he just stayed in the pocket, exchange, step to the side, left to right, a move counterclockwise, pivoting off the foot and stuff like that, dipping up on the shots, and countering and stuff like that. So he was very good and effective, man. He got the knockout, man. He got the knockout, man. Knocked this guy down 3 times, and the final one was in the 12th. Got a stoppage. So with that being said, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade had a better night to me. To me, he had the better night. He got the knockout. Same style as, Willie Monroe Jr., different temperament. He finished the show. You know what I'm saying? He finished the show. Both of the fights went 12. One heard the bell and one didn't. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.